Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into the magic of Peekaboo. We've got this adorable, soft paper cut cat here to help us unlock the fascinating cognitive science behind a game literally everyone has played, but very few actually understand. So let's just jump right in and uncover one of the greatest mysteries of human childhood.
Think about it for a second. Why do babies all over the world, completely crossing all language and cultural barriers, just never seem to get tired of peekaboo? Seriously, whether you call it hide and seek or peekaboo, the reason this simple little game creates such endless joy actually hides a massive secret about exactly how our brains develop.
You know the classic peekaboo teddy bear, right? Well, just like our little paper-cut cat here, this kind of toy creates a rhythm of disappearing and reappearing. And research actually shows that it's exactly this seemingly insignificant cycle that completely captivates an infant's attention and really gets those giggles going.
Section 1. What is object permanence?
At the absolute core of all this is a concept called object permanence, which was defined by the famous Swiss psychologist Jean Piaget. Simply put, it's just knowing that objects still exist even when we can't see, hear, or feel them. But here is the wild part. To a newborn baby, out of sight literally means the object has vanished from the universe entirely. Their brains are basically starting with a total blank slate.
So how does peekaboo actually work in that tiny brain? It relies on this really specific psychological loop. First, disappearance. Second, expectation. And third, surprise and joy. When you hide your face, the baby's brain runs a little test. It asks, hey, is this person still there? And when your face reappears, boom, that satisfied expectation and pure relief is exactly what makes them laugh. It's not just a game, you guys. It's literally the brain running a scientific experiment. Moving on to Section 2, Stages of Cognitive Development. Now, this huge cognitive leap definitely doesn't happen overnight. Piaget mapped out a whole timeline. It goes from the early months, where babies live purely in the present moment, all the way to 24 months when they can finally hold abstract concepts in their minds. Let's follow our paper cat as it grows up to see how this all unfolds.
Okay, so between 0 and 4 months, out of sight is completely out of mind. A baby's eyes might track a moving object, sure, but if our little paper cat is totally covered by a paper blanket, the baby acts like it never even existed. They won't even try to look for it. It's just gone.
Then, between 4 and 8 months, things start to shift. If the cat's tail is sticking out from under that blanket, babies actually begin taking purposeful actions. They'll reach out and grab it because it's partially hidden. But, and this is key, if you cover it up entirely again, they'll just immediately give up. And then we hit it, the golden age of hide and seek, 8 to 12 months. This is a massive breakthrough. Notice how our cat is now actively lifting the blanket? At this stage, babies finally realize that things exist even when they're totally hidden, and they will actively search for them. That is exactly why they go absolutely crazy for peekaboo at this age. Which brings us to Section 3, saying goodbye to separation anxiety. Have you ever wondered why your baby cries the absolute second you walk away? Look, for caregivers, it is exhausting. But based on what we just talked about, before object permanence is fully formed, when you leave the room, the baby literally thinks you have vanished into nothingness. Pretty heartbreaking when you think about it, right? The really fascinating formula here is this. Separation anxiety equals a memory of you plus the uncertainty of your return. Around 8 months, they cry because their brain has finally developed enough to remember you exist, but they lack the life experience to be totally certain you're actually going to come back. So those tears, they actually prove their brain is developing absolutely perfectly.
And you know, Peekaboo does so much more than just ease that separation anxiety. This simple little game builds a profound foundation of trust and security. It enhances spatial concepts, it boosts short-term memory, and it even teaches logic and cause and effect. All of that incredible brain power is built entirely on the simple act of disappearing and reappearing. Interestingly, a BBC documentary highlighted a really profound finding. The absolute best toy for a baby, it's a human. Scientists measuring newborn brainwaves found that a baby's brain is significantly more active when interacting with a real human compared to any expensive, flashy physical toy. You just cannot replace that kind of emotional unpredictability. Section 4. Animals have it too? Let's bring in some of our other paper-cut animal friends and compare our two favorite pets. Dogs actually possess a really highly advanced sense of object permanence. You can hide a treat under a cup, rotate that cup 90 degrees, and they will still find it. Our feline friends, on the other hand, well, they understand the basic concept, but if an object is moved while it's out of sight, cats often just get confused and kind of freeze up. But you want to know the biggest surprise? Corvids. Certain birds, like crows and magpies, master this concept beautifully. In fact, research shows that magpies develop object permanence following almost the exact same chronological stages as human infants. I mean, nature is just incredible, isn't it? And finally, Section 5, Everyday Games to Play. So how can you actively foster all this amazing cognitive growth at home? Well, play classic Peekaboo for starters. As they grow, you can set up treasure hunts under pillows, hide toys in towels with just a little edge showing, or play hide and seek behind the curtains. But above all, try to establish daily routines. Predictability really helps children feel secure and gives them a sense of mastery over their physical world. So, is your everyday playtime actually building your child's entire understanding of reality? The answer is a resounding yes. The next time you cover your face and hear that sudden, crisp burst of laughter, remember this. You aren't just entertaining a baby. You are quite literally helping a brand new mind construct its understanding of existence.
Knowledge grows through sharing. What are your thoughts on today's topic? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe as we continue to grow together.